All right, there comes a time where separation must be made. We have to put the grown men and we have to put the little boys, and they have to be separated as far as college football. Okay. We have to know who's in the trenches, who's on the sidelines, who's in the film room, who's clowning around playing ping pong in the middle of the locker room. They do that at Oregon since they got all the good facilities, is what I heard. I know that's shade. I know that's shade, but hear me out. I got two of the best college football. I wouldn't say hysterical fanatics, but I would say like-minded people like myself. We got James, as you know, the co-host, and I got the OG always, Charles Senior Pops. How is everybody doing today?
Great.
We here for another week.
We're here for another week. It is I would say elimination week, but this is kind of like we got to put a stamp on our position in the college football rankings. As you know, we all discussed the college football rankings on Tuesday. We, have that going on YouTube. Have that also on the podcast. Subscribe to the podcast. Subscribe to the YouTube, guys. It helps us out a lot, and it just helps us, give you more content. Those rankings came out, and teams either got stamped or they got put under, the threshold of you really got no chance unless some crazy stuff happens. We saw Miami, get put into the playoffs somehow, some way, without probably even winning the ACC. They get a bid. So a lot of things could happen this week. A lot of things could change in the AP poll and the college football rankings for next week. But we got Ty Simpson. We got John Mateer. We got Duke against Virginia. We got Texas versus Georgia. That's a big matchup. We got to talk about the crazy Big Ten people. They're coming out and saying they got better teams in the SEC. We'll discuss that. And also we'll discuss who we got leading in the Heisman, right? But I think the first game that we need to talk about is the one in Tuscaloosa. We got in Tuscaloosa. We got John Mateer against Ty Simpson. Take it away, guys.
Well, Alabama coming into this contest with Oklahoma, since that season opening loss to Florida State, they won 8 in a row. So the big thing for them is going to be how Ty Simpson plays. This is his time to step up. He's been practicing and been sitting and been a backup behind some pretty good quarterbacks. One of them being the quarterback for the Carolina Panthers and Bryce Young. And then the same quarterback, another quarterback that was pretty good, was the Ohio State current quarterback, Julian Sayin. So he was competing with those guys in practice, and now's his time to shine. Oklahoma, they had a resurgence this year under Coach Brent Venables. He improved their record, and he's also looking to boost their playoff hopes. The Sooners have to win big, and they need to be the powerhouse to stay in the playoff conversation. So both teams know the stakes are high for playoff positioning and for showing whether, in Alabama's case, whether this 8-game win streak is legitimate or not. And all the optics and all the predictions point to a very close game this weekend, like maybe 28-24, and 25, even 24 or something like that. So I'm going to roll with Alabama and Ty Simpson. I think he steps up, but I also think John Mateer, he's a pretty good transfer portal quarterback. So if Oklahoma offense gets rolling and Alabama defense tries to play catch up, it's going to be a long day for them. But if Ty Simpson get out there and it's an even game, they're going back and forth, then I think Alabama will get them at home. But if Alabama makes a mistake, can Oklahoma pounce on that and play with composure and seize that opportunity?
You know what I remember? I remember a Florida State game week 1. I remember an Alabama team all hyped up in the preseason, going to Tallahassee. All the people during the summer said everything was fine. Ty Simpson was looking good, right? First game of the season, they were going to go in there and beat the hell out of Florida State, and I remember them losing. right? And I remember last year, Alabama went to Oklahoma with playoff hopes and they lost. This year kind of feels different, right? Kalen DeBoer's got this like black hoodie energy. Like every time he wears a black hoodie, they win like, well, I think he's like 13-1 or 10-1, something like that. He's only lost one game. The only thing that scares me in this game, right? This is Ty Simpson's, I think, seventh true start, I think, or eighth true start. Sorry, his eighth true start as a quarterback for Alabama. Brent Venables has been terrorizing quarterbacks all year. Now, he couldn't terrorize Arch, so that kind of gives me a little bit of hope. No slide of Arch, you know what I mean? I know it was a rivalry game.
So you think he gonna terrorize Ty Simpson, the Oklahoma defense?
The weakness for Alabama has been their offensive line. They can't run the ball. They can pass pro pretty well, but sometimes it gets broken down. Mm-hmm. The strength for Alabama is their defense has taken a step up. Like they don't give up touchdowns in the red zone. Right? They're getting out of third downs. Is Oklahoma's weakness, which is their secondary, is their weakness so weak that even if Ty Simpson doesn't have a spectacular game, that Alabama can still win? And is Alabama, and we let it be known, John Mateer is a turnover machine. Okay, he throws a lot of balls as like it's a 50-50. We got a freshman down. Alabama has a freshman back there, Dijon Lee, who's like 6'4", 6'5". Like he can jump, he can get the jump balls. And I just think if Alabama can just do the things that they are good at, and maybe somehow we get a good running game against Oklahoma, maybe somehow.
He and Mateer, Simpson and Mateer have the same running style. But in 2002, when Ty Simpson came out, he was the number 2 dual quarterback in that class.
I don't think he can run. He can't run. That's not him.
He was the number two in the nation dual quarterback in 2022.
But you play for you see what Michael Penix, if you take Michael Penix and you take Ty Simpson, they're basically somewhat the same as far as passing. If you look at Washington's offense of last year, or the year 2 years ago, that they didn't really run the ball well, but you couldn't stop them passing. You couldn't stop a Doomsday and whoever else was on the sideline, and you couldn't stop Penix because it was so accurate.
Yeah, but Ty Simpson is a better runner than Penix.
Has he ran? I don't think he's really ran.
Has he been running? I don't think
he's been running the whole season. Why you think they get confused? They won 8 games straight since that season opener. And after that, they came out with their chip on their shoulder. They won 8 straight.
But it wasn't off his legs. It's not like he's Milroe. He's more Penix than he is Milroe.
This weekend, I think Ty Simpson gonna have a big game. He gonna step up this weekend.
Well, let me put in the Ty Simpson prop bet over rushing yards. That you think that's gonna happen?
I would say LSU. He had 4 carries for 8 yards.
Who did? Ty Simpson?
Yes.
Okay.
And then South Carolina, he had 6 carries for 13.
13 yards is not doing nothing.
Okay. Let's put it out right. Let's put it out right here on the show. Ty Simpson is going to have over 50 yards rushing this weekend.
Over 50. His last 3 games, he hasn't even had over 20 yards.
And you're saying 50 over an Oklahoma defense that their defensive line and linebackers are probably all of them.
All of them going to the NFL?
All of them. Once some of them are graduating.
If they all going to the NFL, why they not? They're like ranked number 1 through 5 or something like that. Come on.
Listen,
something must be wrong with the team chemistry or something with all them great players on the team.
It's the weak secondary. That's what it is. That's all I can give you. It's the weak secondary.
I don't think Oklahoma can take advantage of their weak secondary, and I think Ty Simpson's gonna have probably one of the best games of the season this weekend against Oklahoma because they're in contention, but they need to make a statement at home.
James, help me out here.
I think Alabama's gonna win for sure. I think Mateer, he's a turnover machine. He's not very comfortable with passing the ball right now. Ever since he had surgery, his last game he had 159 passing yards in a pick, and then he was good on the ground though. He had like 80 yards rushing and a touchdown. So if it comes down to passing the ball against Alabama, if they're down, I don't think Oklahoma's going to be able to do very much because he's still not 100% with that thumb surgery and everything. And Alabama's defense is still solid. So if Oklahoma gets down and they can't run the ball, I don't see them winning. On the other side with Alabama, Ty Simpson is probably going to have a really good game against that secondary, not rushing, but passing. And I think but I think it'll be a shootout like it has been with Oklahoma with Tennessee and Ole Miss. It's going to be a shootout, but it's going to be another game where Oklahoma can't close out like they did with Ole Miss. I think they're going to falter at the end of it.
25-24.
So final thoughts of this game. Dad, you're taking Alabama.
I'm taking Alabama 25-24, and I'm taking Ty Simpson to have 48 to 50 yards rushing.
Oh, now we're 48. Now we're under the threshold.
I had to look at the prop again. He was 130 on one of them and 150 on the other one.
Better take that under.
Please, I'm crashing that under. If you're listening to the show, take the Ty Simpson under. It's an easy bet. James, who you got?
I'm taking Alabama. It's going to be a close one, a shootout, probably 31-24, 31-28.
I'm taking Alabama. It's going to come to a shaky field goal by the worst kicker probably in the SEC. But I'm taking Alabama to come out this game. I think Oklahoma has some strengths that Alabama has to prove that they can overcome. If they can overcome this Oklahoma defense, and then Auburn's defense at the end of the year, I don't think they'll have any problem with anybody in the postseason. So,
and Alabama can't fall behind early.
I mean, they can. They done came back. They done came back.
Oklahoma, the coach, he knows how to control the clock when they get the lead. You know, Brett, come on.
Shout out to Brett. Shout out to the prop bet that we got. This is the first prop bet of the season. We're clarifying on here, but
there we go.
Please, everyone, take the under.
Please take the under. Talking about the under, right? On a prop bet, we go to Texas versus Georgia, and the series belongs to Georgia. Okay, last year, Quentin Ewers was getting rushed. They had blitzing schemes on Twitter that I have never seen before, probably because I didn't play college football, but hey, this and that there. And then we see them go to the SEC championship again, and nothing was different. Georgia dominates Texas once again. Texas starts off shaky this year. Arch is not looking comfortable, but the defense is pretty stout, right? Defense is proving that it can run with the best of them. And then we get to Mississippi State. And then we get to Vanderbilt, and the defense kind of starts looking more on the Mississippi State game because the Vanderbilt game was the bet. Somebody was betting that game on the second half. There's no way Texas gave up all them points for no reason. So Texas defense kind of have been struggling in the last two games. Offense has been, I would say, average, right? It keeps them average. Georgia, on the other hand, they took a loss to Alabama. 3-point loss. Each game that Georgia has had, they've got better and they've been resilient, right? They haven't faltered as a team. They haven't faltered as a team in the second half. First half, they got to get it going. If they don't get it going in the first half, you know that Georgia is a second half team. My question, y'all, if Texas gets ahead in this game, do you think they can beat Georgia? Or do you think Georgia is just going to be such a great second half team and in Athens that there's no way that Texas is going to be able to beat Georgia in 4 quarters?
If Texas goes up early, they got to keep their foot on the gas because, like you said, Georgia's been a second half team all year. It's going to end up biting them eventually, and I'm taking it that this game right here is going to be the time it bites them, because if Texas starts off hot and they put up points and just keep the foot on the gas, I don't think Georgia can come back. They'll make it close enough, but I don't think they'll be able to finish it off. Just because like we've seen it all year with Georgia, they start super sluggish and slow. I don't know if you're Kirby Smart. I don't know how you fix that. Like you haven't fixed it yet, I don't know what you're doing when you get to the playoff.
I mean, he
time.
can't fix the drunk driving, so I'm pretty sure in the speeding ticket.
Hey,
so I'm pretty sure he can't fix that on his offense.
I wasn't saying all that, but yeah. So if Georgia, per usual, starts slow and Texas gets on top pretty quick, I think it'll be a Texas win. Now, if Georgia starts off high, I think Texas can still compete. Arch has been playing way better than he has been since the beginning of the season. So if they can get that offense going and he's playing at the caliber he's been playing the last few weeks, I think they'll be all right. And not saying the concussion did something, but that concussion might have did something. And it might have like tweaked this stuff to where he's like, "Oh, I am a quarterback, huh?" And he's been.
I am a
crazy.
Manning. Oh my gosh, I'm Arch Manning. Who would have ever knew, right?
So I'm just saying he's been playing well the past few games. So Georgia, they just have to start off strong. That's their only thing. They just got to start off strong. They're a good team, and once they get going, they get going. But I don't really count on them to start off strong. I still take Texas in this game, even in Athens. I know last year they lost to Georgia twice, but I think this year, I think Texas is on a roll right now, and I think they're not going to stop. I think they're going to win the last 3 games. This game, the next one, and A&M. I think so.
And one of the losses.
Say what?
Yeah, one of the losses came last year in the SEC championship game, wasn't it?
Yeah.
It was overtime though. The guy from Miami was quarterbacking, and this guy now that's quarterbacking for Georgia, he came in and he came back and beat Texas, but it was an overtime game.
Yeah, Gunnar Stockton.
This is when the cream rises to the top. This is when the pedigree comes out. This is when the phone calls are made and people start talking to each other and playing, and the boosters are going crazy. It's going to be a great game right here. If Texas get out and gets a lead on Georgia, they're in trouble because Texas defense is very active.
Listen, Ty Simpson and Arch Manning are best friends. They've been having calls this week. Arch is helping Ty with the Oklahoma, and this has been reported on the news, not message board material. This came from the actual news, sports news. Ty Simpson and Arch have been basically discussing, what's good against Oklahoma. What did y'all do? Texas, what's good with the UC against Georgia? They became friends because Ty Simpson went to the Manning camp, which is a football camp for the top quarterbacks. I want you to understand something. I think Kirby Smart hasn't had a defense that's been good like his championship defenses in a long time. I think he's had the personnel, but I think he's had just a hard time catching up to these pro style motion moving offenses, right? Georgia has an offensive lineman that got injured last week that he's out for the season. So once again, we have more problems on the offensive line for Georgia. But I don't think they lose in Athens. And I think this is a game that Texas loses, and it all comes down to the A&M game. Like, it all comes down to the A&M game for Texas. So I'm going to take Georgia to beat Texas. I don't want to say bad, but I'm going to take them to beat Texas by double digits.
Don't kick him out of Texas.
In Athens.
Hey, I respect your opinion, even though it's wrong, but you got it, man.
That's right.
Hey, Texas. I've been kicked out of Lubbock. I've been kicked out of Austin. I've been kicked out of College Station.
You might be leaving Texas.
SMU welcomes me at all times. You know what I mean? In Dallas. So I'm taking Georgia, and y'all are taking Texas. Is that how we're stamping it?
I'm going with Texas, the defense, and Arch Manning. This is where, just like Ty Simpson for Bama, this is the game. The season's almost over. Everybody's getting ready for playoff contention, and they're trying to get their name mentioned. So Ty Simpson, just like in Alabama, going to have a great game this weekend. Arch Manning is going to light them boys up this weekend.
I thought he was about to give us a prop bet.
Listen, hey, let me get a prop bet, Pops. Go ahead. What's a prop bet you got on that game?
If I'm taking a prop bet with Manning, I'll probably get him for 250 yards passing.
Sheesh.
All right, that's another under. We're 2 unders on the Over and Under podcast show. So we almost got a parlay. Folks. Don't worry about it.
We got a parlay. All you need is 2 for a parlay.
Well, we like the long parlays. You know, we got to get the digits up. So
I got to put a 12-legger on there.
Just 12-leg parlay.
Crazy happen.
All right, so we're going to jump to the ACC. Obviously, we talked in the rankings of college football that the ACC is a one-bid league. Maybe they could miss the whole playoffs, right? Virginia quarterback goes down. Chandler Morris transferred from North Texas last year. Duke, man. Duke lost to UConn, okay? Duke lost to UConn, the basketball school. They lost to UConn. It's UConn, James. Independent school. They ain't got no conference.
Just saying.
So Duke loses to UConn. They got to play Virginia. Virginia doesn't have a good backup quarterback. He's a freshman, right? Duke has Menta, who transferred from Tulane last year.
Mm-hmm.
In this game, I want people to understand that Duke has the best chance to win the ACC based on rankings, and they're 5-4 overall. That should tell you something right there, because everybody at the top has either beat each other or lost to each other. And Duke, as far as conference play, I mean, they're 4-1 with 4 losses in total of the season. Overall, Duke has, one of the best passing attacks in the nation. They're 4th in passing yards overall with 312. The defense lacks, though. I mean, overall, they give up like 29 points, almost 300 yards a game, 140 on the ground. Virginia defense hasn't been any better. They're 21 points a game, 215 yards total offense. Their offense slacking. We've known Virginia to just be surviving these last weeks. We've been waiting for them to lose. Did we think they were going to lose against Wake Forest? No. I didn't have that picked out, right? If Duke loses this game, the ACC's done. That's what I'm telling you. If Duke loses this game to Virginia, the ACC is done. What do we do if that happens? Or what if we come to that conclusion?
This is going to be one of those great games. This game has a lot of history to it. This is the 76 meeting between the two teams, and Virginia holds the lead 41-34 in the series. Virginia, they had it made. They had everything in their favor, and then all of a sudden, they want to always lose to Wake Forest. I don't know what's up with that. The quarterback as a freshman. The coach has a very successful story, overcoming a lot of things. So everybody likes him. I think Tony Frazier or something like that. Great coach. The quarterback from Duke this week is going to have to step up, because just like you said, Duke, ironically, still has a chance to make it to the championship game. I don't know how at 5-4, but they're 4-1 in the ACC. That's why. So I'm looking for Duke this week to upset Virginia.
Okay, I was not expecting that. Yep. I think looking at these,
Virginia gonna respond after that loss. Are they composed? Are they disciplined? Are they ready to regain their footing? It's only 1 week later.
I don't know. It's also a 5-4 Duke team, so I don't see Virginia really struggling this game. But like, this conference though, like all these people are 5-1 or 4-1, with Duke being 4-1. So when you say leaving out an ACC team, how are you gonna drop one out? The one that has the hardest road right now, it's Pittsburgh, because all their last 3 games are ranked teams. Georgia Tech has Georgia left, and Pittsburgh. So Georgia Tech can still make it in there if they beat either one of those teams. Virginia, they got to win this game and then finish off strong with Virginia Tech, which is a rivalry game, so you never know what happens right there. SMU, they got Louisville, which they're probably gonna lose that game, and then Cal. And then Duke got this game this week. So they are beating each other up, but to me, I kind of see it as like they're more competitive right now in the ACC. Not saying they're like the SEC or something like anything like that, but I think they're competitive enough where the committee's gonna look at this and say whoever, say Georgia Tech wins out or SMU wins out, they got to put one of these teams in. It's a big conference, so it's just, it may look ugly, but I think I like it better like this, to where they're beating each other to see who really can make that playoff bid, instead of, you have the outright winner all the time, like say the Big 12 right now with Tech, that had a cake schedule and had that one loss to ASU, and the rest of they got 2 games left, which they're probably going to win, and then the Big 12 championship, which they'll probably win, compared to this where you don't know who's coming out of it. And if I'm the committee, this is just me, I'm looking at this and saying, hey, they're competitive over there, they're beating each other. All these teams are 8-1, 7-2, and then the conference 5-1 besides Duke. So we gotta put somebody in here because they're gonna compete. But that's just me. I know they're looking for numbers. I know they're looking for money and exposure. So they're probably looking at it different than what I do. So, but I don't think you can leave an ACC team out.
We need to take the over-under on that one right there, Junior.
So we got another one.
I'm gonna take the over-under that. I'm gonna take that no ACC team gets in.
I think you can do that on FanDuel. We aren't sponsored, so there's not
no ACC team's gonna get in.
Listen, here's the thing where we talk about the playoffs, like the implication playoffs on this. If Georgia Tech wins the rest of their games and they lose to Georgia, right? They be 9-10, they be 10-2, okay, and they go play a Duke, right, in the SEC, in the ACC championship. Duke is 5-4. Say they finish 7-4, right?
7-4. Yeah.
And Duke wins. So now they're 8-4. You think the committee is going to put an 8-4 team over a SEC team that's 9-3, like maybe a Texas?
Again, I said what my opinion. I know the committee's not going to look at it that way.
Yeah, you did say that.
So okay. I know they're probably going to pick the quote unquote stronger conference, and they're going to pick another SEC team to throw in there. But if I was on the committee and I'm seeing this mayhem going on in the ACC, whoever comes out on top of there, a Duke or a Georgia Tech, I'm throwing them in there just to see what happens. But again, that's just me. I know y'all like
waste money. You waste the money.
You waste the money in what happens. You say you go see how they compete against a good team, or just what do you mean? Just to see what happens.
So these teams aren't bad. I keep wanting not to count Duke, but I mean they're there. But Duke's schedule for who they've beaten, they beat a Clemson team, Cal, Syracuse, NC State, and that's it. Cal
just did beat Louisville.
So these wins that Duke has, they're not high powered ACC wins,
but they're competitive.
I mean they're still competitive, but they're also 5-4. They're not playing like, so. For example, Georgia Tech, they're gonna play Pitt. They got to play Georgia, and then they got to play. They played where'd that team go? Clemson at the beginning of the season when Clemson was ranked. So they played better teams, and then they're going to finish off with ranked teams. SMU played ranked teams as well. Duke is the only one that hasn't played anybody ranked, so they're 4-1. And I know it looks crazy just because they're 5-4, but it is what it is. They played the lesser teams in the conference compared to everybody else. So I know
I'd veto you out the building if we're in the if we were businessmen
right.
and you wanted Duke in and
No,
you wanted Duke in.
I'm not saying put Duke in. I'm saying you got to put one of these top ACC teams in there. And Duke's not going to be on top.
The ACC, basically. I got to respect the ACC.
Yes.
No.
All right.
ACC, no. None of those, they're weak. The ACC is weak.
Okay. All right.
Watch an ACC team win the championship. I'm gonna freaking freak out. We're gonna come back to the cold pond moment.
Not gonna happen. Who they gonna be? They gonna be Indiana. They gonna be my team. They gonna beat Indiana.
True.
Anybody from the ACC can beat Indiana. Anybody.
I want to preface this again.
Name a team from the ACC that can beat Indiana.
No, but I just want to preface this again. I'm not saying Duke. I was just using Duke in an example to move up into the playoffs. More than likely, it's going to be a Georgia Tech or Virginia or Miami team that goes in there. I was just using Duke as an example, just to preface that. I'm not saying they're about to win this game or make it to the ACC championship. But if you want to talk about somebody beating Indiana, I would take Miami. I would throw my hat in Miami. But they have to have a perfect game. What Carson Beck am I getting? That's the thing too. So did you throw that out there?
Did you just say Miami that lost to Louisville would beat?
And did you just see Indiana almost Penn State with no
lost
quarterback?
To Penn State. You needed. What are we talking about?
What are we talking about?
No, I'm glad they're gonna do this seeding and they're gonna put some of y'all teams in there so y'all can see what's gonna happen to them.
If Indiana lose, I swear, if they lose that semifinal,
I'm not coming back on the show the rest of
I know you know. All right, look, since we are comparing teams, right? There was a tweet today that I just had to bring to your attention. John Rhodes, who's a writer for the Big Ten, says the Big Ten teams that are better or close to the same as the top teams in the SEC. No one wants to talk about it. We're going to go by this one by one. He's saying that USC is equal to Georgia in the SEC.
Just in general or what?
They're an equal team. They're the same.
Interesting.
This guy he can't be from Texas because they just banned THC. What?
Okay, listen. He's saying USC is equal to Georgia. He's saying Iowa that we just saw last week. Iowa is better than Ole Miss in the SEC. We're talking about. This is a tweet.
It's a tweet. Okay.
Yeah, this is not that guy that still thought the coach for Texas A&M was Jimbo Fisher, is it?
No. This is a pretty respectful Big Ten writer, John Rhodes of the Big Ten.
Maybe he was just looking for something to write today.
I guess he's saying Oregon is equal to Texas A&M. Now, listen, that might be the only one that I can agree with. Because if you look at it, look at the running backs, right? Look at the running backs. Pretty good running game. I think Marcel Reed and Dante Moore are, if Dante Moore is 84, Marcel Reed's like 85.9. It's not that big of a difference, all right? Offensive lines are kind of the same. Wide receivers, you got, if they're healthy, you got Sadiq, you got DeCarion Moore, you got Benson. On the other side of A&M, you got Craver, you got Carver, you got I forgot the other one's name. You got three trios over there also.
Just don't do it like you did the last time with everybody on Oregon teams, including the cheerleader, got to be healthy.
Okay, hey, I'm just saying.
It got to be healthy. The healthy team. Got to be healthy. We need everybody healthy now, right?
Listen, last one. Michigan is better than Texas.
No, I don't know if that guy making an announcement like that. That's crazy. No, no way. No. He said USC and Georgia. Come on, dude. USC and Georgia.
Listen, USC has a game versus Iowa this week. I know that's a pretty big game for some of us. So
I'm taking Iowa. I'm taking Iowa to get them boys.
Well, I mean, they're playing at in Los Angeles, so I don't expect Iowa to
She'll
pull
be
this
raining.
out. But it will be a low scoring game. It is still Iowa. They have some type of voodoo magic on their side of the ball that keeps all these high powered offenses under 20 points. So I wouldn't even say it's the defense. I just think it's just something else because
it's
this has
defense
been Iowa's
and
thing the
game
whole
clock
time.
management. Game clock management. That's why he keeps the score low. Smash mouth.
Potato. It's same thing. But I think it's gonna be low scoring game. I don't think if it stays under 20, I can see Iowa taking it, but I think USC will pull it off. I would say probably like 21-14, something like that. But Iowa's gonna hold the ball for 38 minutes for probably most of the first half. And USC is gonna have to scramble for points, really. That's just how Iowa plays football. They run it and then they just hold it forever. But I would feel different about it if they're playing in Iowa, but since they're playing in LA, I think USC will be fine and they'll pull it out. Now, if they lose, I don't know what's gonna happen because it's just gonna be all kinds of things that flip around right with that loss, and the USC is probably just out of playoff contention right there as well. So,
and I think US.
Go ahead.
I think USC's out of playoff contention. I think Lincoln Riley's not only on the hot seat. Some booster meetings are being happened because he was 4-5 last year in the Big Ten. This year he's 5-1 so far. So
you're saying if they lose this game, you think he's out? If he's 5-1 right now,
I'm not saying he's out. I'm saying there could be some meetings to talk about. Do we think this is really the guy for us? Because it's
money time. It's money time, James. Right now, all the boosters. If you get a position, because you're just not playing for a bowl game, you're trying to get into that playoff some kind of way, even at an large bid.
How long has he been there? 3 years.
This will be his third year.
Third year, yeah. So you're right. If they lose this game and they get knocked out of playoff contention, yeah, I believe it. They'll start having those conversations because we said this episodes ago. They'll give you that second year to either win the conference or have a better year. And last year they didn't have that great of a year. Now this year they're having the better year, and they have a playoff decision. If things go their way, and if they lose,
however,
then yeah, go ahead.
It's a $90 million loss.
Them teams ain't worried about them losses. They lose 90 and buy another coach for 120.
That buyout is 90. I don't know. You think buy one for 120?
Is it for cause? Is it for cause, as they say?
Is it for cause? Shout out to LSU.
So yeah, he's been there since 2022. So if I think like you said, I think he will be the hot seat if they drop this game to Iowa. Next year will be the telling if he stays at USC or not. Because if they have another season where they drop a game like this and they don't make any playoff bid or they don't win any type of Big Ten title, I think they will have to move on from Lincoln Riley. Because if we keeping up with the formula, it's that 3 years and he's already on his third year and they're doing well. And if they drop this game, we were like, well, they did okay. We'll give them this next year. And if it's not a title game or a playoff bid, buyout. So,
yeah.
So you taking Iowa or USC?
I'm taking USC still.
All right, I'm going with Iowa.
Finally, we got a tiebreaker. I'm gonna go with Iowa. I think that USC is probably looking over this game because they still got to play Oregon. So they're probably thinking, oh, Oregon beat them. We won't have no problems. In the conditions, do you think it to be sunny in LA, nice conditions, and Iowa's going to have to come with a time change? But like,
it's going to be sunny? I thought it'd be raining in LA.
No, I'm saying like that's what the conditions like usually USC would play in and they thrive in. Iowa, gritty team, Iowa, raining. They just played in the rain, right? And they are coming off a long week because they don't have to play Friday. They got to play Saturday, right? This is Iowa's game. if Iowa gets to play their style of ball in a opposing team's stadium, I don't think that USC is physical enough, because that was one of the things we said, that USC hasn't been physical enough in the trenches and on the on the offensive defensive line. Iowa is that. Iowa, that is their identity as a team. They're going to beat you up. They're going to smash my football. They're going to run the ball. And now they got a quarterback that can actually run the ball too. He doesn't look like Jamarcus Russell. He actually looks like a nice running quarterback. Should be playing wide receiver, but that's neither there or there. Shout out to Iowa for their quarterback evaluations. Rainy game, heavy rain. You said what?
Got another prop in there. The quarterback, Jaden, for USC, at least one interception. He throw at least one every year, every game.
Okay, that's the first one I can actually agree with you with. We're finally getting up. I can agree with. Listen, so what we got? We got Archman. So we got Ty Simpson as the over 48 to 50 yards. We got
Peyton Manning or Arch Manning,
250, and now we got Jordan Maeva to throw a pick. This is becoming a nice parlay. I'm taking this. I'm telling you right now. I don't know if I'm taking it the side you want to take it on, but I'm taking it. That's going to be on my ticket.
I can't even bet the under on Ty Simpson on yards, bro. That's not even a thing.
Can't even because they know. They just no.
They said nah, bro.
Like don't even waste our time.
Remember the text message come before the podcast.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah. We'll see. Yeah. We'll see.
But my app is telling me, hey, bro, this dude doesn't run the ball, so don't even bother trying to bet on this.
Different game, brother. Different game.
Iowa's who we're picking. Basically, it's 2-1. So Iowa's what we have. We got another addition on the prop bet. Now, as we talk about betting, an award that comes at the end of the year is the Heisman. I need to know who you got winning the Heisman right now, not on the games they're going to win at the end of the season or the games that's coming up this week. If you had to put your vote in right now, who is your Heisman winner?
Mendoza.
Okay. I mean, I respect that. Indiana favoritism.
University.
Yeah.
Signetti, Coach Haynes.
Hold on real quick. I just remembered something. Weren't you a Penn State fan at the beginning of the year?
Yes, I was. Absolutely, I was.
Receipts are being pulled. We had never seen a receipt pulled like that on the pod unless G was here. Receipts are being pulled.
He said Indiana. I said, wait a minute.
I have to run from it. Yes, I was with Penn State. And did you see how fast they unfolded? I had to get another. I didn't have no choice but to get another team.
James, tell me why he went Penn State. Then I text him. He said, "Oh yeah, Ole Miss is good. Ole Miss was fooling around with Washington." He said, "I can't do this." He says, "I'm going with Indiana." Now you see where I get it, right? Now you see where the resemblance comes. The genes are switching teams. You know what
Indiana,
I mean?
Baby. Indiana. Mendoza.
I don't know what.
I don't know when he said. From Ohio State. Maybe the receiver from Ohio State.
Which one?
Not enough stats. So? Nah, not enough stats.
Will you go to quarterback, Julian says?
I will go Julian, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But I'm picking for
you know what I was thinking about that? Can we get to play y'all?
Listen, I'm picking my black quarterback associate representative. I'm putting Marcel Reed to win the Heisman.
Texas A&M?
Marcel Reed to win the Heisman.
Okay. Yeah, I was gonna pick him too.
They better be University of Texas.
They will. They will.
They won't. But I was picking him for the Heisman.
We gonna see him.
It was either that or what's it called? Ty Simpson. So
Ty Simpson should be thrown in there.
I think he goes to New York. Like I think Mendoza, Ty Simpson, Marcel Reed, Julian saying how many does it go to New York? 5?
Yeah, 4 or 5 of them.
No, it's 3, I thought.
No, it's 5. It's 5. Yeah, I think it's 5. 5 they go to New York. Sorry, we're getting a quick stat check so we can make sure that we're thoroughly telling you the right information on the Over and Under podcast. Again, the last parlay or the last prop bet was
It's 4.
4.
Yeah, 4.
Okay, so Julian Sam, Marcel Reed, Ty Simpson, Mendoza. That's who I think.
There we go. And the winner would be whoever wins between the Ohio State and Indiana game.
Nah. Marcel Reed, if he beats Texas at Texas, I think he wins it.
All right, y'all mess around and Arch make a last minute entry.
Oh, God.
After beating Georgia and beating A&M.
I will beat the table and tell them to go look at the San Jose tape. I will swear
if
I
they
will
beat
beat
Georgia
table.
and Athens and beat A&M, Arch will be in the Heisman Trophy
That's
conversation.
That's tough.
You would put him in New York off of those 2 games.
Those 2 games gonna get them in playoff contention and probably a championship game. Yes,
but this is a body of work though through the season. He's been good the last few weeks though, but the whole season, I don't know about that.
If we even talk body of work, this is the new Arch Manning. This is a concussion. After concussion, maybe he could get like an NIL. You know what I mean, for beating Texas or beating Georgia and A&M. But to go to the Heisman, absolutely not. Maybe SEC Player of the Week.
Wow, you gonna do him that bad?
Hey, just be on the lookout for Jacob Rodriguez though, the linebacker for Tech. They're trying to throw him into that Heisman race, and he might make it to the Final Four up in New York. I'm not saying he's gonna win it, but they might throw his name in the hat.
For the Heisman?
7 forced fumbles, interceptions, 100+ something tackles. One of the best linebackers in the nation right now. He's having a Manti Te'o type of season. He'll make it maybe to New York, but I'm not saying he's gonna win it. But they might throw his name in the hat and throw him out there.
We need to check before he gets the invitation. Does he have a girlfriend or not? And is she real? Because if this is another Manti Te'o, if this is another Manti Te'o situation, I don't want to be watching a documentary about how he got catfished. Okay.
No, he got a girl. She's in the Marines or the Army or something like that.
Oh, so she official like a whistle. Okay, cool.
Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
We'll take your word for it, James. Since you are Lubbock coordinated.
There's the evidence of them being together.
Okay, cool.
Here's not just hearsay.
Appreciate it. I appreciate that. Okay, last game we're gonna talk about, and then we'll get out of here. Notre Dame and Pitt. Notre Dame, we don't know how they're basically so high up in the college football rankings. Their best win is what? Syracuse, maybe. The worst loss is Miami and Texas A&M. Now, obviously, between both of those games, it was less than, I think, 7 points, 8 points combined. So they've had some good losses, as the committee would say. Pitt, on the other hand, made a quarterback change, and it was the best thing that could happen to them. They've been doing really well, kind of been climbing up in the ACC, as bad as the ACC has been. But Pitt is, been making waves. They beat Stanford last week. Their quarterback, Heincho, is we'll call him Hincho. We'll just call him that. We'll call him Hincho, right? Actually, we'll call him Mason. We'll just call him Mason. Freshman, right? Comes in, changes the whole landscape of the team. He has not his lowest yardage for this season has been against Syracuse, which was 143. Other than that, 323 yards, 4 touchdowns, 321 yards, 2 touchdowns, 2 picks, 304 yards, 3 touchdowns, 2 picks. So he's good for a pick or 2. So I think that should be last on our prop bet right there. Okay, we should have Mason on a pick over 1.5 at least, or over 0.5, whatever we can get. That should be last on the prop bet.
Real quick, so their best wins right now are USC and Navy.
Oh my God!
Oh, wow.
USC and Navy are the best wins, and they're number 9 in the college football rankings.
Yeah, so we got a little politics going on there.
Hey man, I don't know. We may need, maybe Marcus Freeman is getting that white card pass. That light skin pass. He's gotta be, bro.
The luck of the Irish. The luck of
I
the
guess
Irish.
You know what? The luck of the Irish. It's gotta be. I mean, because that's insane.
That's their two toughest team on the schedule.
Yep. Because they played Miami and A&M and lost, and then the next one up is USC, and then what was it last week or the week before when they played Navy? So
obviously Notre Dame has a elite offensive running game with Jeremiah Love. Carr, no relation to the real CJ Carr, I don't think. Haven't got that confirmed yet. But CJ Carr has been lights out. He's been playing to a high level. His last couple of games, 218 yards, 3 touchdown passes, 299 yards, 2 touchdown passes. When they play USC, 136, 1 touchdown pass, 1 interception. So Carr has been pretty consistent of you're getting good football, good quarterback play from him. If he can take care of the ball, and I think there's a disadvantage on the offensive line and defensive line for Pitt. I think Notre Dame is kind of going to mow them over with their running game, and Carr's going to pick them apart. I think they can win this comfortably. However, Pitt plays like NASCAR. They like to play fast. I don't know if Notre Dame can score that many points with a defense that's going to be, hyped up for this, especially with getting recognition from the polls and moving up in the college football rankings. And, hey, if you win the ACC, guys, you can go to the college football playoff. That's huge for Pitt. With a freshman quarterback, that would be huge for Pitt. And it could cause some more stir in the ACC. And we can get Notre Dame out the paint because the best team is Notre Dame with 3 losses and their best win is being that team. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. So, yeah. Oh, I was going to say Arkansas is the best win, but I forgot how bad Arkansas was. So, yeah. Best win being USC, and you lose 3 games in a row, and one of them is to Pitt. I can't respect that. So I'm going to take in this game. I want Pitt because I just don't think Notre Dame deserves to be here. So I'm taking Pitt for the upset.
I feel like Notre Dame's going to win this game, but I am also taking Pitt just because I'm sick and tired of this Notre Dame bias, because how are they number 9 right now? And they've lost 2 big games, and then their next best win is USC. No shade to USC. I know they're ranked and everything, but I don't know how you're number 9. Yeah, you still could be in the rankings, but number 9 is way too high for them. And especially with no conference. Pitt, get them out of here, please. Please, Pitt. Begging you.
Yeah, this is going to be one of those games. It's going to be low scoring and very physical. Pitt should have an edge or extra boost because they got Aaron Donald in the house this week. Zach Mouse used to play for it. So he's going to be in the house, so they got extra incentive to show out. So I'm taking Notre Dame, but I'm taking Pitt to cover the point spread.
What's the point spread?
What's the point?
12.5.
12.
Yeah, that's too high. These teams, when they play, they usually be in the single digits at the end of the game. Notre Dame's not that good. They have a good rushing attack, but Pitt is coming on strong. Like, these teams that's not really that good, they're kind of in contention still. And at the end of the year, they start like gelling together. That's what they was waiting for. They were looking for this chemistry the whole season. So now toward the end of the season, these teams start coming together. So that's why these teams that we don't think have a chance to upset some of these teams when they go in there and beat them pretty good. And we was talking a while ago, the only Heisman defensive player to win the Heisman was Charles Woodson.
Okay. So Pitt. Dad is taking Notre Dame. I respect that.
I might take that over, to be honest.
12.
You gonna take the points?
I think I would take that over.
Notre Dame gonna beat them, but they're not gonna beat them by no 13 points.
All right, so listen, we gave y'all a parlay tonight. That's a special. This is the first full over and under.
The first over under parlay.
So first over under prop parlay. If you didn't get it, go back, watch the episode again. But as I can recall, we are taking Ty Simpson over 48 rushing yards. We are taking.
Some of us are.
Some of us are. What we could get. We could get what we could get. We are taking Archer Manning over 250 passing yards. Oh, okay. We are taking we're taking the quarterback from Virginia over one interception.
USC.
In USC, we're taking
USC.
Maeva to throw one interception.
And Pitt to cover the point spread.
And Pitt to cover the point spread. If that hits, if anyone hits that parlay, you let me know, okay? Because there's something in there that I don't want to take it. But if you hit that, you let me know, and I swear I'm putting $100 bill in your hand.
I want to see what app is giving me the over-under for over 48 yards for Ty Simpson, because my apps ain't telling me that. My apps ain't even giving me rushing yards, bro.
Sleeper, if you're listening, unblock me and James. I know.
This is the arrow at the end of the column. It'll go over to the 48.
Listen, Sleeper.
I don't even have that on there. Like rushing for him is not on there.
What the highest it goes 20? He only go 20.
I'm gonna look it up right now. Okay, so hold on. Let me pull it up. Right, I got the Sleeper one right here, and his thing is for. It's not even like for over under for the whole game. It's like longest rush 8.5.
8.5.
So he has a 8.5.
His longest run 8.5. So you take the over.
See, I would take that.
Are they predict rain in Tuscaloosa?
Nah, this is what maybe one of his breakaway scrambles. They saying no, it could be longer than 8.5 or lower.
Okay.
Yeah, I would take that over. I ain't gonna lie to you. He good for 8.5. Like, listen, he's good for 8.5. An 8.5 run, a first down, 10 yards. He's good for that.
Yeah.
48. Yeah, man. I know you said THC was illegal, but I don't know. It may be legal over there where you at.
Come on, Bama. Game plan this week, Bama, to let Ty Simpson run on them boys a little bit more. Number 2, dual threat quarterback in the class of 2022. The number 2 dual threat in the whole nation.
Listen, maybe we'll talk about rankings again, but as far as I know, the parlay is set. The teams are picked. We got to get out of here. Guys, I appreciate y'all for coming on, discussing college football. As always, please everybody subscribe to the show on the YouTube and on the podcast, Apple, Spotify, iHeart Radio. Everything is posted everywhere. So whatever platform, Amazon, everywhere. Guys, y'all got anything else before we head out?
No. Bet responsibly. We be messing around a lot, so just bet responsibly.
Please, but if you don't have the money to bet, don't listen to this. I don't want a letter from somebody saying, "Hey, you can't talk." This bet responsibly.
That's all I got.
And make sure y'all get out. Make sure y'all get out and vote and support the right person this time, please.
Hey, all right then, everybody. We appreciate y'all coming through. See y'all later. Over and Under podcast.